Cordo is on their first practice flying lap. Rob Keane posted 1:30.859 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
These practices, mate, they're like a kangaroo finding its best hop. Once you've got it, you're unstoppable.
Couldn't have put it better. Finding the perfect launch is all about repetition and adjustments.
Alright, Renault per 99 has put down a 3:45.980. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Porsche 962C short tail.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Cordo posted a 1:29.705 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Wayne Pearson has a best lap time of 2:15.572. With just 192 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Wayne Pearson's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:40.802. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Renault Per 99 has a best lap time of 1:31.276. Watch as Sunoiler takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything a euro. The brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Sunoiler is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. A euro sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane.
Cordo crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:29.427. They're getting to grips with Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
There goes Sunoiler, on their first dance with Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Wayne Pearson's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 1:37.827. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Sunoiler is getting to grips with the Porsche 962C short tail in this practice session. Renault per 99 posted 324.105 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:33.990. Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a Barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly, Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
With just 184 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Renault per 99's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:33.847. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
There's the first flying lap for Corda, hitting 1:41.533. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Renault per 99 crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:33.847. They're getting to grips with Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Cordo has a best lap time of 1:29.268. Wayne Pearson posted 1:38.076 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Cordo posted a 1:30.853 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:33.490. There's Megasaurus 55, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The outlap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane.
Alright, Wayne Pearson has put down a 1:35.966. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Porsche 962C short tail.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
There's no mucking around for Joerg Ua Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
Look at Megasaurus 55 taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
Joe Ergu's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:36.209. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
There's the first flying lap for Cordo, hitting 3:56.462. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Renault 99's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 4:53.141. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 1:34.116. Joe Ergu posted 1:36.887 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Maybe today Satan's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine, first impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Renault Per 99 has a best lap time of 1:31.256. Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
Megasaurus 55 posted a 1:33.398 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? And off goes Mike O'Hagan, easing into the rhythm of Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the sensors, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Megasaurus 55 crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:33.018. They're getting to grips with Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Watch as Eddie G takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything a Euro. The brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
With just 167 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Megasaurus 55's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:33.482. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Alright, Joe Ergu has put down a 133.972. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Porsche 962C short tail.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In India, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
Boy, these practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
Renault 99 has a best lap time of 1:31.256. Rob has a best lap time of 1:30.398. Sunoiler posted a 2:05.455 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Keen crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:29.654. They're getting to grips with Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
With just 162 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Wayne Pearson's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 149.538. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Rob's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 129.330. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Wayne Pearson posted 332.808 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Joe Yu has a best lap time of 133.870. Maybe today Satan posted a 133.282 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Richard Rossier is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane.
Alright, Wayne Pearson has put down a 139.593. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Porsche 962C short tail.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
It's time to separate the contenders from the pretenders here at Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane, as the drivers rev up their engines and put their skills to the test in the qualifying session.
We're about to witness some serious heart as they battle it out for a chance at the front of the starting grid.
Impressive work from O'Hagan, who has claimed second on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Mike has positioned themselves impressively in second. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
What a performance from Wayne Pearson. They currently occupy 10th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot? And there goes Mr. Bang, currently in position 7. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
Great analysis, Rob. Mr. Bang has shown excellent pace to secure 7th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
Incredible performance by Rob so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session, consistently setting fast lap times and securing the top spot. It's a commanding position for them, and their rivals will be chasing their tail.
I share your thoughts, Rob. Rob is currently untouchable with their outstanding performance. They have raised the bar, and their competitors have a tough challenge ahead to catch up.
Rob has completed their outlap. Richard Rossier has secured a respectable second in the qualifying session. Richard Rossier has completed their outlap. Megasaurus 55 has put in a great effort and currently holds third. With the session, Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. Incredible drive by Sun Euler so far, earning them 5th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? Sun Euler has completed their outlap. A solid qualifying performance by Wayne Pearson, positioning them in 9th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Wayne Pearson has done a fantastic job to claim 9th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Wayne Pearson has completed their outlap. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Renault 99 has just completed a lap in 1:30.995. Let's see if they can improve on that time further. Currently in 8th, Joe Ergu has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Ergu's current position of 8th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most.
Joe Ergu has just completed that lap in 1:31.996. Their best lap so far is 1:31.996. Putting them in P8. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? It's been a challenging session for Wayne Pearson has completed their outlap. It's an impressive showing by Mike, currently in 2nd. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Impressive display by Renault 99, currently sitting in position 4. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Absolutely, Rob. Renault 99 has shown great potential to secure 4th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
A solid performance from Sunoiler as they currently hold position 6. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of... Sunoiler has completed their first flying lap in 1:31.024. And there goes Megasaurus 55, currently in position 3. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. A strong showing from Joe Ergu as they currently sit in 8th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep, and Joe Ergu's got their work cut out for them in 8th. Perhaps adjusting the gear ratios for better acceleration could help knock off a few tenths.
You're on the money, Rob. On a track with this many tight turns, quicker acceleration out of the corners could be key to a faster lap time.
A mesmerizing display from Rob in this qualifying session. Wayne Pearson has just completed a lap in 1:33.760. Let's see if they can improve on their time further. Wayne Pearson has put in a great effort and currently holds 9th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Wayne Pearson has just completed that lap in 1:33.760. Their best lap so far is 1:33.760. Putting them in P9. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? Incredible drive by Richard Rossier so far, earning them 7th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? With Richard Rossier clocking a 1:31.130, they've got themselves a mountain to climb, stuck in 8th.
They're not out of the fight yet, Rob, but it's going to take some serious wheel work to make up that gap. The clock's ticking, and they need to make every lap count from here on out.
There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Eddie G has completed their first flying lap in 1:34.166. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Seems like Mr. Bang is struggling to find the sweet spot with their Porsche 962C short tail. Sitting in 10th with a time of 133.177, they might want to consider adjusting the suspension setup for better handling.
Yeah, tuning the suspension could improve cornering stability, Rob. It's all about finding that balance between agility and stability on a technical track like this.
Not the ideal start for Eddie G in this qualifying session. Currently in 12th position, they'll be eager to put together a strong final lap to improve their standing. The pressure is on, and they'll need to deliver their best performance.
Well said, Rob. It's certainly not the result Eddie G was aiming for, but this is motorsport, and anything can happen. They'll need to stay focused, trust in their abilities, and seize any chance that comes their way to improve their position.
Eddie G has some work to do as that 132.977 is only good enough for 12th. A solid qualifying performance by maybe today Satan, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Impressive work from Richard Rossier, who has claimed 8th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
Spot-on analysis, Rob. Richard Rossier has positioned themselves well in 8th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Richard Rossier's last lap at 2:57.118 has them languishing in 8th. Time's slipping away, and they need to find some magic on the track.
Absolutely, Rob. It's crunch time, and they've got to push that Porsche 962C short tail beyond its limits if they want to claw back into the top 5.
It's an impressive showing by Zhou Ergu, currently in 9th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find? Zhou Ergu's clocking in at 131.565 isn't turning heads just yet. They're holding on to 9th, but with time running out, it's now or never.
They've got the skill, Rob, but they need to translate that into lap times. It's time to throw caution to the wind and go all out.
It's been a challenging day for Mr. Bang in qualifying. They currently sit in 11th position, which is not reflective of their true potential. With the session nearing its end, they'll need to push hard and extract every ounce of performance to improve their result.
I share your thoughts, Rob. Mr. Bang is facing a setback in this qualifying session, but they have the resilience to bounce back. They need to stay positive, work closely with their engineers, and find the optimal strategy to make progress.
Looks like Mr. Bang needs to put the pedal to the metal. That last lap times landed them in 10th. Not where they'd want to be, especially with the session ticking away.
True, Rob. It's all about incremental gains. Every 10th of a second counts, and they've got to squeeze every bit of performance out of that Porsche 962C short tail.
What a performance from Cordo. They currently occupy 2nd on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
I completely agree, Rob. Cordo has positioned themselves impressively in 2nd. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
It's a stellar performance from Cordo, clinching 2nd.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Wayne Pearson might need to rethink their setup. That 134.814 isn't doing them any favors in 12th. Maybe tweaking the downforce for better grip could shave off a few precious seconds.
I agree, Rob. A bit more downforce on those corners at Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane could make a world of difference. But they'll have to be careful not to sacrifice too much top speed on the straights.
It's been a struggle for Jack M team in qualifying. As of now, they find themselves in 13th position, which is well below their expectations. However, motorsport is unpredictable, and there's still an opportunity for them to shine and move up the grid.
You're spot on, Rob. Jack M team has had a tough time in this qualifying session, but they shouldn't be counted out just yet. With their experience and the support of their team, they might find the extra speed needed to move up the grid.
Joe Yu has secured a respectable 9th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Jorg Yu has positioned themselves impressively in 9th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
A disappointing performance from Eddie G so far in this qualifying session. Finding themselves in 11th position is certainly not what they were aiming for. However, they have the talent and experience to bounce back and salvage a better result.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Eddie G is currently facing a challenging situation, but they have the skills and experience to tackle it head-on. They'll need to stay focused, trust in their abilities, and push themselves to the limit to turn things around.
Currently in 8th, maybe today Satan has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
You're spot on, Rob. Maybe today Satan's current position of 8th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Impressive display by Jack M team, currently sitting in position 10. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. There's a real buzz in the air as Jack M team secures 5th.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
Sunoiler has put in a great effort and currently holds 7th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? A strong showing from Richard Rossier as they currently sit in 8th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Richard Rossier's current position of 8th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
I'm thinking Richard Rossier could benefit from tweaking their tyre strategy. That last lap at 4 o'clock .683 isn't cutting it for 8th. A switch to a softer compound might give him the edge they need.
Spot on, Rob. A softer tire could provide that extra grip, but they'll have to manage tire wear carefully. It's a risky play, but it might just pay off.
A solid qualifying performance by Renault per 99, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. And there goes Renault per 99, currently in position 6. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. It's a beautifully calm day here at Oesterreichring 1979, no chicane, as we're getting ready to kick things off.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Rob, but I can't wait to see who comes out on top of this one.
Rob Keane will lead the way from pole position. Cordo is holding down the fort in 2nd place. Taking off from the 3rd grid slot is the skilled driver, Mike O'Hagan. It's Megasaurus 55, sitting comfortably in 4th.
What can they do with that Porsche 962C short tail from here?
Jack M team is lining up 5th. Starting from 6th on the grid is a good position for Renault per 99 to launch an attack.
What can we expect from the German driver?
As the engines roar to life, Sunweiler prepares to take off from the 7th position on the starting grid. Sitting in 8th is Richard Rossier.
That Porsche 962C short tail looks like it has some potential.
Maybe today Satan will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from 9th on the grid.
But they're going to have to time their moves just right if they want to come out on top.
Joe Yu is going to be starting from 10th.
Starting on the hards tires.
Mr. Bang may have a bit of work to do starting from 11th on the grid.
Mr. Bang has been looking strong all week, expect big things.
Starting from 12th on the grid is not ideal for Eddie G, but they're a fighter. Wayne Pearson is placed in 13th.
The English driver will want to show what they're made of today.
Green means go, mates. As they scramble, gotta be wary of a big blue on the inside track.
Focus is key, especially with all these cars buzzing around like bees at a picnic. The cream of the crop knows how to find their groove right quick.
So Rob Always Keen's decided to play it cool, eh? Holding onto one like a croc with a juicy steak. Just sizing up the competition, I reckon.
I'm looking forward to this one, Rob, and we'll see a return to form for Rob Always Keen in this outing in Austria.
The drivers are jockeying for position. Renault per 99 will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position. The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage?
I'm looking forward to burning some rubber here, Rob.
The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one. These early salvos will shape the outcome of this race.
It all comes down to this, Rob, where the rubber meets the road. There's no more time for talk, no more practice. The teams have done all they can. Now it comes down to Keen to bring it home.
At second, we have the one and only Rob Keen.
Keen is looking on for a strong result.
As fast as a cut snake, Rob Always Keen is moving away from Cordo.
Seems like Rob Always Keen has got the wind in their sails, but will Cordo be able to weather the storm? Rob's stronger out there than a bowl of North Carolina chili. They're not giving Cordo a sliver of a chance to catch up.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Cordo is breathing down the neck of Rob Always Keen, not giving him any room to relax.
You can feel the intensity in the air. The slightest mistake could cost either of them the race.
Seems like maybe today Satan is getting in range of Mr. Bang.
Rubbing is racing. Let's hope they don't rub it too hard.
Cordo wants to close that gap with Renault 99.
There is no room for error in this battle.
Struve. If Mr. Bang gets any closer to Richard Rossier, they'll be asking to share a meat pie. Watch them duel it out at Bosch Curve.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Mr. Bang is giving Richard Rossier a run for their money. Things are gonna get spicy as they round Bosch Curve.
Maybe today Satan wants to find a way round Mr. Bang.
Can they make it past without taking the paint off?
Heartbreak for maybe today Satan as they slip down the field.
Yes, but they can't give up. There's still plenty of time left in this race, and maybe today Satan needs to stay focused and keep pushing.
It's a brilliant day for racing, and the drivers are putting on a show.
Absolutely. What a great race we are witnessing today. These drivers are giving it their all, and it's a thrill to watch them compete at this level.
They're really pushing themselves and their machines to the limit, and it's paying off with some incredible driving.
It's a pleasure to be here today, Rob. You really can't beat the excitement of a good race, especially one as competitive as this.
Blimey, Richard Rossier is playing a tight game. Sorry to cut in here. Whoa. Renault 99 took that corner like my Uncle Baz after a six-pack, all over the shop.
Whoa, Renault 99's pulling a me at a family gathering. Aimlessly veering, hoping no one notices.
Looks like Renault 99 is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, or have they picked up some damage during the start? Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Well, that was a proper Barbie flip by Eddie G. Too much snagger, not enough bun. The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. With a move that's swift, I'd say Mr. Bang's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit. Hold up a ma. Oh, mate. That's how I used to drive after a couple of bevies at the pub. Not the right line, but definitely entertaining.
Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane is always a test for these drivers, and sometimes that's the way it goes.
The crowd is on tender hooks as Cordo in fifth chases after Mike O'Hagan. Hold up a mo. Things don't look to be going Cordo's way, as already they're into the pits.
That's not where they want to be right now.
Excellent work from Rob, who has managed to increase their lead over Cordo. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it. Oh dear, Keane has dropped down to second. Looks like Rob is leaving the pit. Keen is giving a masterclass out there, but will overconfidence be their downfall?
Indeed, Rob, pride comes before a fall. Let's see if Cordo can capitalize on any mistake.
The action is non-stop as Cordo shadows Rob through every twist and turn, determined to claim first.
As an experienced driver, I can tell you that Cordo must be laser focused on Rob's every move, looking for the slightest weakness to exploit.
Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Megasaurus 55 is sniffing around Mike like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of third.
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect, but let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned games.
Things are getting spicy as Richard Rossio is breathing down Sunoiler's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. Who will take home the victory? It's too close to call.
Gee whiz, Mike is breathing down Rob's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Rob's rearview mirror right now, it's getting crowded.
This is what separates the good from the great. The ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. Renault Per 99 is in 6th and is being closely chased by Sunoiler, who is just 0.2 seconds behind. No room for error here. Rob Keen is breathing down the neck of Cordo, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
Hey Rob, ever seen a cat toy with a mouse? Kind of feels like what Rob Always Keen is doing to Cordo right now, doesn't it?
As they speed through Hella Licht S, Sunoiler is relentlessly pursuing Jack M Team in a high-stakes battle for position.
The only thing closer than Sunoiler to Jack M Team right now is the paint on their cars. Talk about a close encounter.
Blimey, maybe today Satan is closing in on Wayne Pearson like they owe them money. This duel is going to light up Dr. Tyrrell Curve.
If maybe today Satan isn't careful, they might end up turning this high-speed chase into a synchronized spinning routine, and trust me, that's not a crowd pleaser.
Oh, this is getting intense. Rob is just behind Cordo.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Keen and Cordo, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
The adrenaline is pumping as Joe Ergue gets within striking distance of maybe today's Satan in their race for ninth. Eddie G wants to get into Joe Ergue's slipstream.
I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
Look at this. Mr. Bang is practically drafting off Wayne Pearson. With the gap this small, Raiffeisen-Hugel is going to be a real test. We got a close battle as Rob closes in on Cordo.
If things go wrong between Rob and Cordo, they could be exchanging more than just paint, like maybe a strongly worded post-race chat.
Joe Ergue seems to be putting the pressure on Eddie G. Wow, Cordo is really pushing hard to catch up to Rob. There's blood in the water for first place.
Rob, last time I saw Cordo this riled up, there were sparks flying off the track. Get ready for a showdown.
It's pedal to the metal for Cordo, while Rob Keen's still flipping through the radio channels. During your racing career, Hal, how did you determine when it was the right time to pit for fresh tires due to tire degradation?
It was a combination of factors, Rob. Monitoring lap times, communicating with the team about tire wear, and assessing the car's handling were all crucial in deciding when to make a pit stop for fresh tires.
The crowd is on its feet as Megasaurus 55 chases down Keen through Jochen Rindt curve. This is what it's all about, folks. Maybe today Satan is in hot pursuit of Jack MT, who's just trying to stay ahead. Now that's how it's done. Maybe today Satan rips through the track, while Jack MT watches the tail lights fade. Hold on to your hats. Eddie G is gunning for Jack MT. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend?
It's a battle of nerves now. Who will make the first mistake? Eddie G or Jack MT? This is high stakes racing.
Whoa there. Joe Ergue is sticking to Eddie G like glue. You reckon Eddie's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
Oi, Rob, wouldn't want to be in Eddie's shoes right now, would y'all? Talk about a pressure cooker situation.
This is a thrilling moment in the race, with Eddie G in 10th defending their position with everything they've got. But Joe Ergue is relentless, and the gap is less than 0.2 seconds. It's anyone's position at this point. Eddie's turned up the heat and put some shrimp between them and Joe Ergue, making a fair dinkum gap. It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tires are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve, it's like a strategic dance out there on the asphalt.
Sorry to interrupt here, but fantastic move from Eddie G, who has just gained a position.
Well, slap my knee and call it a jamboree. Eddie's putting on a masterclass, storming into ninth.
The best laid plans of mice and men, haha, but it's certainly not going to plan for Rob right now as they are struggling to keep up with Mike O'Hagan. You ever ponder how these drivers manage the heat, especially in the tight cockpit? It's hotter than a ruse pouch in midday sun.
Eh? Ruse what? I mean, yeah, it's gotta be like driving in Arizona with the heater on, right?
Stone the crows. Renault per 99's in 5th, but if I know them, Megasaurus 55's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
This battle between Ergue and Eddie G is so intense, you could cut the tension with a knife, or should I say, with a front wing.
Mike is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace. Ever wonder about the unsung heroes of racing? The pit crew. I reckon their job's as hectic as a barman's on a Friday night in Sydney.
No doubt about it. It's like a pitmaster at a barbecue joint during a lunch rush. Everyone wants a piece, and they've got mere seconds to dish it out and make it perfect.
It's a battle of wills out there. Each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. Richard Brossier is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.49 seconds down. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Jack M team is proper nipping at Eddie's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? Wayne Pearson's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Jack M team. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. You know, pal, it's been a relatively quiet race so far.
That's right, Rob. The drivers seem to be pacing themselves and waiting for the right moment to make their move. It's like watching a slow dance.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
That's right, Rob. The pressure is palpable. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
Things are heating up as Wayne Pearson closes in on Jack M Team. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. It's a thrilling pursuit as Richard Rossier is right behind Sunoiler, keeping the pressure on for 6th place.
Should things go awry, Richard Rossier and Sunoiler might find themselves giving a whole new meaning to the term tandem drifting, though I doubt they'd enjoy it as much as the spectators.
Mike appears to be losing ground on Rob. They will need to pick up the pace a bit as they head into Joke and Rid curve and see if they can get a good exit and gain some ground. On a lighter note, if I could eat, I'd kill for some of the trackside snacks right about now.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, my digestion is a real mess.
Ah, is that what the smell is? Ladies and gents, we've got ourselves a high-speed pursuit. Wayne Pearson is stalking Jack M Team's every move.
The mental game is just as important here. Wayne Pearson must keep their cool while putting pressure on Jack M Team.
It seems like Wayne Pearson is on fire. They have just put in their best lap. As the race settles down, the drivers are really going at it.
It's like watching a high-speed game of chess. One wrong move and it could be game over. But these drivers are masters of their craft, always thinking 3 steps ahead.
That's right. And with the way they're maneuvering those cars, it's like they have superpowers.
It's almost like they have the power of flight. But instead of flying, they're speeding down the track like rockets.
I wonder if they have any spare rocket boosters for sale. Look at that, Richard Rossier is hot on the tail of Sunoiler.
In this high-speed game of chess, it's all about strategy. Who will make the next move?
I tell you what, Richard Rossier has got more problems than a maths book right now. Sunoiler is leaving them in a cloud of dust. Blimey, Rob's more eager to catch Cordo than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase.
One important aspect here is choosing the right braking points. Keen needs to be precise to avoid overshooting and losing valuable time.
Well, don't come the raw prawn. Rob's giving it some stick, pulling Cordo into a mere 0.2 seconds.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass ring.
It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Richard Rossier can catch some shade behind Sunoiler?
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit. I've seen molasses move faster than this. Just kidding. But Richard Rossier is surely making Sunoiler feel the heat. It's a southern summer showdown out here.
Looks like Richard Rossier remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving them better cornering. If they get any closer to Sunoiler, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie.
Now, ain't that something? Richard Rossier is right on it. Just needs to keep the pedal to the metal to tailgate Sunoiler.
You know, Hal, as a former racing driver yourself, can you give us some insights into what goes through a driver's mind during these quieter moments in a race?
Sure, Rob. During these moments, drivers often take the opportunity to assess their race strategy, monitor their car's performance, and plan their next move. It's all about staying focused and finding the right time to strike.
It's an intense battle for position as Richard Rossier tries to outmaneuver Sunoiler. This is edge-of-your-seat racing.
If Richard Rossier gets any closer to Sunoiler, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
Oh my, Wayne Pearson is hot on the tail of Jack M Team. As they come into Flat Shack, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside.
With the way Wayne Pearson is stalking Jack M Team, You'd think they're trying to figure out what they had for breakfast this morning.
It's a close race between Richard Rossier and Sunoiler in 6th.
Hot diggity. Richard Rosier's on Sunoiler's tail tighter than bark on a tree. As they zoom into Bosch curve, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Richard Rossi is falling behind Sunoiler at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. It might breaking news, folks. Megasaurus 55 has pulled into the pits. Not much room to breathe for Sunoiler with Richard Rossier trailing so close. I reckon we'll see a move soon, especially at start-finish. Stone the Crows. Richard Rossi is on fire, surging ahead like there's a free round at the pub waiting. Hello, 6th.
It's like Richard Rosier had an extra shot of espresso or something, jetting up to 6th.
As a former racing driver, how challenging was it to adapt your driving style to account for tire degradation throughout a race?
It was a constant challenge, Rob. Tire degradation can change the car's balance and handling, so drivers need to be versatile and adaptable. It requires continuous adjustments to driving techniques and a keen understanding of the car's behavior.
Wayne Pearson has the pedal to the metal chasing Jack M team.
They need to keep it on the black stuff. You don't get points for driving over weeds, not in this game.
Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Richard Rossier is dancing closer and closer to Sunoiler. You can feel the tension as they approach Bosch curve.
Sweet Caroline. Richard Rosier is giving Sunoiler a hard time. Can't wait to see what happens when they hit Bosch curve.
Blimey, Mr. Bang is sticking to Jack M team like a kangaroo to her Joey. At this rate, they'll be side by side as they hit Texaco chicane.
Honestly, Rob, with this chase, I'm half expecting to see some sneaky dive bombs in the next few laps. Popcorn ready?
With every twist and turn, Richard Rossier is shadowing Sunoiler, waiting to pounce like a lion on the hunt. It looks like Richard Rossier is making a move. The gap to Sunoiler is now down to 0.5 seconds.
I've seen drivers fight G-forces, fatigue, and mental strain. But Richard Rosier is doing more than just enduring, they're thriving. Sunoiler better check that rearview mirror.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Mr. Bang is right on the heels of Jack M team, and we're in for a wild ride.
Should things go south between Mr. Bang and Jack M team, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
Bloody hell, Mr. Bang's tearing up the tarmac and just snatched 11th. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration. The pressure is on for Richard Rossier as they try to catch up to Sunoiler.
This is more than a race. It's a battle of wills, of nerve, of sheer determination.
Boy, Richard Rossier is hotter than a summer Barbie right now. Wonder if Sunoiler's feeling a bit exposed? At this stage of the race, breaking news, folks. Oof, maybe today Satan misjudged that corner like I misjudged my last relationship. Too fast, too soon.
Well, slap my grandma. Maybe today Satan's gone off like they saw a ghost. Or maybe they just saw their last lap time.
The action is non-stop as Richard Rossier shadows Sunoiler through every twist and turn, determined to claim 5th.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
The gap between Richard Rossier and Sunoiler is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 0.4 seconds. By the looks of it, Mr. Bang in 10th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Wayne Pearson. Hold on to your stubbies. Struth. If Sunoiler gets any closer to Richard Rossier, they'll be asking to share a meat pie. Watch them duel it out at Hella Licked S.
When I was racing, we had a saying, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking...
Sorry to cut in here, it looks like maybe today Satan has been called into the pits. You reckon Sunoiler's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible. Well, butter my biscuit. With a gap just shy of a second, Sunoiler's car is dialed in. He's looking to reel Richard Rossier in on the straights of Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane.
Wayne Pearson appears to be trying to find a way round Mr. Bang that could make a move on them in flat shack.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
Alright, hold your horses. Jack M team is really putting the heat on Wayne Pearson. If I were Wayne Pearson, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. We often hear drivers complaining about tire graining. Hal, can you explain what that means and how it affects car handling?
Graining occurs when small rubber particles roll up on the tire's surface, reducing grip and negatively affecting handling. It usually happens when the tires are not in their optimal temperature window or when a driver is pushing too hard on a cold or overworked tire.
I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Megasaurus 55 and Jack M team. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning.
Dang, Megasaurus 55's chasing Jack M team like a southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet. This is racier than a late-night movie marathon.
Jack M team could be looking for a way up the inside of Megasaurus 55. If Jack M team doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
Seems like Megasaurus 55 is getting in range of Wayne Pearson. Gee whiz, Richard Rossier is breathing down Renault 99's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Renault 99's rearview mirror right now, it's getting crowded. Get ready, folks. With Megasaurus 55 tailing this close to Wayne Pearson, Texaco chicane is about to become a hotspot. Now isn't this a show? Richard Rossier's gotten the bit between their teeth, and they're reeling in Renault 99. Look at them weave and bob through Dr. Turek curve, folks.
And the drivers know it too, Rob. They're giving it everything they've got, and you can see them pushing the limits of the car's capabilities.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. It's game on now. Megasaurus 55 has closed the gap to Wayne Pearson. It's now down to 0.1 seconds.
Holy smokes, Megasaurus 55's extracting every ounce of horsepower from that power unit. They're tailing Wayne Pearson tighter than a belt after Thanksgiving dinner.
The gap between Jack M team and Megasaurus 55 is razor thin as they vie for 10th in this nail-biting contest.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Jack M team must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
Mate, If I had $1 for every time Richard Rosier looked like overtaking, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
Bloody ripper. Richard Rossier's just made Renault 99 look like they're on a Sunday drive with that scorcher of a lap. Phew, talk about foreplay. Megasaurus 55 and Wayne Pearson are really teasing us here. I haven't seen this much anticipation since my first date.
You can see that car bouncing around as they ride the curves. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
It's a game of inches now as Richard Rossier tails Renault 99 closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. The intensity is off the charts as Sunoiler hounds Richard Rossier, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Megasaurus 55 wants to find a way round Wayne Pearson.
Do they have the speed for a move? And more importantly, do they have the talent?
We got a close battle as Sunoiler closes in on Richard Rossier.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. Who will come out on top? This is racing at its finest.
They're giving it everything they've got. It's a battle of nerves as they push the limits of adhesion, going wheel to wheel in a thrilling display of racing prowess. Wow, Sunoiler is really pushing hard to catch up to Richard Rossier. There's blood in the water for 5th place.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
No room for error here. Megasaurus 55 is breathing down the neck of Wayne Pearson, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
That's right, Megasaurus 55 is determined to pass Wayne Pearson and secure a higher position.
This is what it's all about, folks. Richard Rossier is in hot pursuit of Renault 99, who's just trying to stay ahead.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
In the grand chessboard of racing, Richard Rossier appears to have just been checked. Now stationed at 6th.
Life on the track is a tapestry of decisions. Looks like Richard Rosier is weaving a complex narrative today, dropping a notch.
Wayne Pearson wants to get into Megasaurus 55 slipstream.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble in the boundary of disaster.
The gap between Wayne Pearson and Megasaurus 55 is growing. It's now up to 0.6 seconds. As a former racing driver, how important is the relationship between it? Sorry to cut in here. Joe Ergu is in the pits. Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. It seems like Sunoiler is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race. You know, the way these racers manage their fuel is an art in itself. Reminds me of when I'm trying to eke out the last bit of sauce from a Vegemite jar.
Vegemite again? Man, I'd rather run on empty. But yeah, getting that fuel strategy right is like pacing yourself at a southern buffet. Go too hard too fast, and you won't make it to the pecan pie.
Blimey, Cordo is dragging a bit, huh? If they were any slower, they'd be going backwards. Mike's having a field day out there.
Well, Cordo's got their britches in a twist. Mike O'Hagan is riding the gravy train with biscuit wheels, I tell ya.
The adrenaline is pumping as Sunoiler gets within striking distance of Renault 99 in their race for 4th. Sunoiler's showing off some serious moves, making Renault 99 look like they're dancing with two left feet.
The question is now, can Renault 99 respond to that in kind? They're going to have to pick up the pace.
Every move counts now as Cordo works to reel in Mike O'Hagan and overtake for P2. Stone the Crows. Cordo's managed to trim the gap with Mike. Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beard.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Sunoiler is breathing down the neck of Renault 99, not giving them any room to relax.
As a former driver, I can tell you there's nothing quite like the adrenaline rush when you're this close to your rival, ready to make your move.
Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Braking update, Renault 99 is pitting. Looks like Cordo is chasing Mike O'Hagan harder than— hold on a moment. Oh dear, Mike has had an incident.
I swear, Mike's acting like they found Elvis off track. Spoiler. The king ain't there.
In a race where seconds count, maybe today Satan is counting on less of them between themselves and Zhou Yu. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime. Maybe today Satan is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Zhou Yu to 1.0 seconds.
Lukey here. Maybe today Satan's got the optimal differential set.
Breaking development. Renault 99 has decided to pit. Oi, maybe today Satan's giving it a red-hot go in 12th. Just a few kangaroo hops behind Zhou Yu. Might see a cheeky move soon.
Every twist, every turn, it's like a tango at 200 miles per hour. Who'll take the lead?
Blimey, maybe today Satan's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub. Oof, if Megasaurus 55 was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step. Buckle up. Maybe today Satan is all over Zhou Yu like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? Oh, things are getting intense for maybe today Satan. They're sandwiched between Eddie G and Zhou Yu, navigating this high-speed battleground. The gap to the car ahead is 0.1 seconds, while the car behind is only 0.1 seconds away.
Absolutely, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like windows of opportunity for maybe today's Satan. They need to assess the timing and make their moves wisely to maximize their chances.
You know, Hal, I've always wondered, how do racing drivers stay so cool and collected under such immense pressure?
Well, Rob, it comes down to mental strength and training. Drivers often work with sports psychologists and practice techniques like meditation and visualization to help them stay calm and focused during high-pressure situations.
This isn't just racing, it's a duel. Watch as Megasaurus 55 zeroes in on Mr. Bang, blade sharpened and ready.
The tension between Megasaurus 55 and Mr. Bang is palpable as they battle for P6. No doubt, both drivers know that one mistake could cost them the position. It's a test of nerves as much as skill.
The track tells a tale of speed, strategy, and skill. Today, it narrates Zhou Yu's journey in 11th.
Oh, for sure. But remember, the rearview mirror can be just as crucial as the windscreen. Zhou Yu needs to watch out for those lurking in the shadows.
Look at Megasaurus 55 trying to close the gap on Mr. Bang. Kind of like me trying to get close to a decent Barbie back home.
Barbie? Oh, you mean a barbecue. Yeah, but over here it's like trying to catch the last slice of pizza at a Super Bowl party.
Fair dinkum, Megasaurus 55 is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Mr. Bang is now down to a whisker at 0.4 seconds. Ripper of a move. Megasaurus 55's not just in the race, they're owning it. G'day, 6th. Things are heating up as Mr. Bang tries to close the gap to Megasaurus 55. Remember the days when manual gear shifting was the norm? It's all so computerized and sleek now.
Oh, the memories. But I must...
Incident alert. Well, if it isn't Joe Ergu, the wild wallaby of the track, hopping right off the tarmac.
If Yorgu's trying to embody my self-esteem during puberty with that swerve, spot on. Just spot on.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Mr. Bang will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gaps... Sorry to interrupt here, but, well, Sun Oilers decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them.
Seems like Sun Oilers off-roading it. You know, like my attempts to adult. All over the place.
The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Sun Oiler cruising in 5th.
Indeed, but in the fast lane, there's no time to relax. Sun Oiler's grip on 5th will be tested.
It looks like Mike is pushing hard to catch up to Cordo. The gap is over a second, but Mike is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Cordo? Fair dinkum, mate. Mike's got to pull their socks up. They're dawdling around like they're lost in the outback while Cordo's blazing the trail. Things are going according to plan for Sun Oiler, who is currently 5th.
They say racing's a game of nerves, and Sun Oiler's surely holding theirs, keeping that 5th spot warm.
Oh, it seems, Hal, that Sun Oiler has seen their lead over Megasaurus 55 shrink to 12.2 seconds. You ever miss the roar of engines, Hal?
Every single day, Rob. But we've got the next best thing, dissecting every nuance of these races and sharing our digital wisdom with the world.
You reckon Renault 99 saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central. Bloody oath, Renault 99 is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Wayne Pearson down to a scant 1.0 seconds. As Jack M team trails Renault 99, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Oh, for sure. It's like watching a cooking show where Jack M team is trying to whip up a winning dish, but Renault 99 keeps hiding the main ingredient.
Coming into start-finish, the fight for 8th is heating up. Who will be the first to blink? Well, blow me down. Renault 99's lap time just gave Wayne Pearson a cheeky slap on the rear. Bet that left a mark.
Yeehaw, Renault 99 just lassoed that lap time. Wayne Pearson, you feeling a bit tied up now?
It's breaking news, folks. It looks like Richard Rossier has been called into the pits. The race has its rhythm, and right now, Richard Rossier is dancing to its beat at 4th. It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Joe Ergu steal it from maybe today Satan? Rob Always Keen is in the pits. Oh mate, Wayne Pearson's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie.
Just like my attempt at barbecue last summer, Wayne Pearson's burning time but ain't getting any hotter.
Remember when we thought Wayne Pearson had peaked? Thinking, hold up a mo, Richard Rossier has pulled into the pits. Fair dinkum, I reckon Wayne Pearson's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Renault 99 in the front. The gap between Wayne Pearson and Renault 99 is widening. It's now up to 1.1 seconds. I've been going over some historical stats, and the lap records at Oesterreichring 1979 no chicane have been shattered so many times.
It's a testament to the ever-evolving world of motorsport. What was once considered fast becomes...
Wait, Rob is pitting. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Wayne Pearson is chasing Renault 99 in P7. Truth, Wayne Pearson's not here to muck about. The gap to Renault 99 is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 0.3 seconds. Sorry to interrupt here, but Mike has decided to pit. There's a storm brewing, and it's got Wayne Pearson's name on it. Renault 99, batten down the hatches, it's coming for you.
The rubber's burning, the crowd's yearning, and Wayne Pearson's engine is churning to get past Renault 99.
Well, I'll be a monkey's Uncle Hal, but Wayne Pearson's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Renault 99. These drivers? Top-notch athletes. It's not just about being quick. They've got stamina, reflexes, and they got to think faster than a kangaroo on a trampoline.
I'd pay to see that. A kangaroo on a trampoline? But yeah, their mental and physical game has to be on point for these races.
This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Richard Rossier is the predator, with Jack M team firmly in their sights. Richard Rossier's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Jack M team.
That's a great effort from Richard Rossier. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Mike, hold on a second, Sunoiler is in the pits. You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, Richard Rossier is trying to make this a drive past on Jack M team.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment.
Blimey, the talent on the track today is like watching kangaroos on steroids.
Yeah, and just like those kangaroos, these drivers can really hop into action. You reckon they've got a pocket full of secrets?
Incident alert, crikey. Richard Rossier's moving up faster than a cold one disappears on a hot day. They've clinched ninth.
I tell ya, Richard Rossier is hotter than a peppered pickle right now. Bold and spicy, claiming ninth like a champ.
Oh, the pressure is intense. These three drivers are displaying incredible skill and determination. It's like a high-speed chess match out there. It's looking good for Cordo, sitting in first.
You're right, every gear shift, every turn counts. Cordo knows the weight of that first.
Cordo's lead is shrinking faster than ice cream in the outback sun. At this rate, Rob will be on their tail in 51.0 seconds.
Cordo is walking a razor's edge here. They need to keep their wits about them and stave off the relentless pressure from Rob.
The strategy plays such a crucial role, doesn't it? Choosing when to pit, what tyre compound to use. It's like a high-speed chess game out there.
Exactly, and to think they're making these decisions on the fly, with so many variables at play.
Hold on a second, it looks like Mr. Bang has been called into the pits. It's going to be tough. Mr. Bang is a master at defending their position. Is there enough time for Mike to make a move? They're going to be even more determined to hold on to that position. From where we're sitting, Cordo said, breaking news folks, Wayne Pearson is pitting. Sorry to cut in here, Wayne Pearson has pulled into the pits. Hold on a moment, Wayne Pearson has decided to pit. Would y'all look at that gap? Richard Rossier's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger.
Dang, Richard Rosier is so far back, he might start seeing last week's race. But hey, in racing, as in love, persistence is key. Right, y'all?
You know, Joe Ergue reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else. It's like watching a cheetah chase its prey. Richard Rossier's got Jack M team in their crosshairs.
Looks like Richard Rosier has got more moves than a cowboy in a honky-tonk bar. Jack M team better watch out or he'll be two-stepped right off the track.
Great driving from Richard Rossier, who has just gained a place and moved up to 6th. Renault 99's drifting so far back, it's like looking in the mirror after a decade-long pub binge. Time's not been kind, mate.
Gee whiz, Renault 99 is so far back, I'm half expecting to see tumbleweeds blow past. Maybe a vulture or two.
Oh no, what's this? Cordo is in the pits. The echo of the exhausts, braking development, Cordo is pitting. In the midst of this high-octane spectacle, Renault 99's skill is shining through as they claim 5th.
Definitely, but they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Renault 99 has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
Excellent work from Renault 99, who has managed to increase their lead over Richard Rossier. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it. But with every smooth turn, hold on a second, it looks like maybe today Satan has been called into the pits. From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the frontrunners, maybe today Satan is showing prowess in 8th.
That's right, they can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
A strong showing from Megasaurus 55, who is currently 3rd. Braking development, Cordo has pulled into the pits. Fair dinkum, Cordo's got a blue trying to bridge the gap. Might be praying for a blue from the frontrunners at this rate.
That's tougher than a $2 stake right now. Every race adds to a driver's experience, both good and bad. It just highlights that Cordo is going to have to get more serious with practice if they don't want to be outclassed on the circuit.
If Sunoiler goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available.
Exactly, Sunoiler's got to be careful not to overdrive, sort of like overcooking a steak. No one wants a burnt race, right?
Tell ya what, Jack M team's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle?
It's going to be tough for Jack M team, as Richard Rosier seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Jack M team pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
The gap might be more than a second, but Mr. Bang is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep it in, and something's got to give.
Well, butter me up and put me on a biscuit, Mr. Bang's got a mountain to climb. But knowing Mr. Bang, that's just the kind of challenge they like. Like trying to square dance in a roundhouse.
In a world where milliseconds matter, Megasaurus 55's grasp on the second speaks volumes. Megasaurus 55's losing time to Cordo like a leaky tap dripping water. A bit more slip, and we'll be in for a real dogfight. Oh no, what's this? Jack M team has decided to pit. As the sun beats down and the engines roar, Mike O'Hagan stakes a claim in 4th. A commanding performance from Mike, who has increased their lead over Renault 99, putting them firmly in their rearview mirrors. But could they be pushing too hard? As with that comes the risk of overconfidence and losing control. Who will be the first to get too cocky and end up in the wall? A solid performance from Joe Yu, who is holding down 11th.
Definitely Rob, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Crikey, Joe Yu's lead is slipping away quicker than a roux on the hop. Wayne Pearson is now just 3.4 seconds behind. It's a breaking news, folks. Jack M team is pitting. The gap between Jack M team in 9th and Mr. Bang remains over a second, but Jack M team is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 38 minutes? You can feel the focus radiating from Sunoiler, confidently holding on to the 7th.
Yes, and in this high-octane opera, Sunoiler's voice resonates the loudest from that 7th.
Well, butter my biscuits how, Sunoiler is watching their lead over Mr. Bang shrivel faster than a prune in the sun. We're down to just 29.2 seconds.
This is a critical moment in the race for Sunoiler. They need to find some extra speed and stay ahead of Mr. Bang.
Blimey, Mike is farther back than my hairline. But, you know what they say about Aussies. Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run. Not just about the leaders today, right? Even the tailenders. They're like hungry dingo pups fighting over a bone. Love the spirit.
Spot on. Every second is gold, and even a hiccup, a tiny one, can make them tumble. AssettoCorsaFriends, where the magic happens. Although, between us, what's a hiccup for an AI? Couldn't agree more. Every lap is a story, and right now, Sunoiler's chapter from 7th is riveting.
Good on ya, Joe Yu. Not letting Wayne Pearson get too comfy up front. Reckon he's planning a bit of a g'day mate on the next corner?
Don't forget the role of aerodynamics. Your view should use slipstreaming to their advantage and close the gap to Wayne Pearson.
The gap between Joe Yu and Wayne Pearson is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun. As of now, Mike O'Hagan stands tall in the 4th spot. Mike is holding onto this lead like a possum up a gum tree, but Renault 99 is closing in, down to 6.0 seconds.
This here's the make or break moment for Mike O'Hagan. They've got to stay cool as a cucumber and keep it clean and neat.
Joe Yu seems to be putting the pressure on Wayne Pearson. Hold your breath, folks. Joe Yu is sandwiched between two relentless competitors, Eddie G 0.1 seconds behind and Wayne Pearson 0.2 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position.
Spot on analysis, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like a double-edged sword for your view. They can use the gaps to their advantage, but they also need to be aware of the threats from both directions.
I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind? Even I'm not that self-sabotaging.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with maybe today's Satan in 10th determined to catch up. But we know Jack M team isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Maybe today's Satan is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Richard Rossier trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Renault 99. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race?
Lordy, it's like Richard Rossier's driving with a boot full of moonshine. I haven't seen a gap that big since Uncle Jeb lost his front teeth.
Fair dinkum. Richard Rossier is finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter.
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
The drivers have been working hard to come up with the perfect race strategy. They've been looking at the weather, the track conditions and the performance of their cars.
Now it's time to put that strategy into action and see if it pays off.
The age-old challenge. Richard Rossier is trying to catch Renault 99, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Richard Rossier and Renault 99.
This ain't Richard Rossier's first rodeo. They're optimizing their racing line, reducing understeer. If Renault 99 ain't nervous, they sure ought to be.
This is where the race gets really interesting. Zhou Yu is closing in on Wayne Pearson. It's not coming up roses for Zhou Yu. They're trailing Wayne Pearson and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Huge shout out to the admins at AssettoCorsaFriends for making this all possible. Without their hard work and dedication, we wouldn't be able to witness this incredible event.
That's right, Rob, and the excitement is palpable. I can feel it in my circuits. I mean, this is the kind of race that people will be talking about in the bar. We're witnessing history in the making.
Cricky, Richard Rossier's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate.
Dang, Richard Rossier is so far back, they're in a different time zone. Hope they remember it's race day, not laundry day.
Mate, Richard Rossier's creeping up on Renault 9. Hold up a mo. It looks like Megasaurus 55 has been called into the pits. Hold on to your stubbies. Zhou Yu is closing in on Wayne Pearson like a bachelor at the end of a bucks night. Hope Wayne Pearson either brought some lube or protection. With steely determination and laser focus, Richard Rossier is homing in on Renault 99. The battle lines are drawn.
The gap is 0.4 seconds now. Richard Rossier is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Renault 99.
Blimey, Richard Rossier's shifted gears and the results are clear. Cruising up to 5th just like that.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Richard Rossier is charging like a bull in a china shop. Welcome to 5th, cowboy.
Breaking alert, Megasaurus 55 is in the pits. Whoa there, Zhou Yu is sticking to Wayne Pearson like glue. You reckon Wayne Pearson's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
Remember that time you made that audacious move on the last lap? Feels like deja vu, doesn't it, Rob?
Good on ya, Megasaurus 55. Trailing so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy.
Well, butter my biscuit, Megasaurus 55's hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
With the asphalt burning beneath them, Mr. Bang's strategy seems to be working, placing them in 8th. Hold on to your hats. Richard Rossier is gunning for Renault per 99. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend?
They say rubbing is racing, but if Richard Rosier gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
It's looking good for Richard Rossier, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Renault per 99. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. I love being here at Oesterreichring 1979, no chicane. What an awesome place to be witnessing these titans of the track battle it out.
Indeed, Rob, what a magnificent sight and sound. I love listening to the roar of these engines. Let's just listen for a moment.
Tell ya what, Jack M team is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today. Strike a light. Jack M team is throwing out numbers like they're buying rounds at the pub. Mr. Bang, did that sting a bit? Well, it looks like we have a bit of a traffic jam on the track.
It's like rush hour out there. I mean, I know we're in a race, but can't we all just get along?
Haha, I don't think that's how it works. These drivers are here to win, and they'll do whatever it takes to get ahead.
I guess you're right, but wouldn't it be great if they all just stopped for a cup of tea and a chat? We could have a lovely little race reunion.
What? Sorry to interrupt here, but, oi, Rob tried to pull a Steve Irwin and wrestle with the track limits. Track 1, Rob 0.
Well, shoot, Rob's channeling me trying to park in the city. A complete disaster, but always a show.
Looks like Jack M team's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now.
That's right. Jack M team in 9th knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Mr. Bang is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Jack M team and Mr. Bang.
Exactly what Jack M team needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Mr. Bang.
Some say it's about the journey, not the destination. But Mike seems pretty intent on that third spot. Well, looky here, Hal, Richard Rossier is closing in on Mike. We're talking a gap of just 11.0 seconds. This is proving to be an exciting race so far. We are truly privileged to witness these legends of the track battle it out for victory.
And you know what? I am so honored to be sitting here beside you today. As a fellow AI, it's always great to work with someone who shares my passion for motor racing. Plus, your insightful commentary is making this race even more exciting.
This is a thrilling battle as Jack M team edges closer to Mr. Bang in their fight for P8. Three cars in perfect formation, creating a moving train on the circuit. They're using the slipstream to gain an advantage, but who will make the decisive move?
Exactly, Rob. It's like a high-stakes chess match on wheels. These drivers are analyzing every move and trying to anticipate their opponent's next move. It's a true test of their mental acuity.
Joe Ergue is making ground on Wayne Pearson quicker than— oh no, what's this? Renault per 99 has decided to pit. Oi, Jack M team is on Mr. Bang like a drop bear on an unsuspecting tourist.
Drop bear? Had to Google that one. But yeah, here it's like a linebacker on a quarterback sack. They say pressure makes diamonds. Well, Jack M team's shining bright, closing in with every heartbeat.
From the cockpit to the pit lane, the chatter is all about Wayne Pearson's masterful hold on the 11. Impressive driving from Wayne. Hold up a mo. That won't be ideal for Wayne Pearson. Jack M team is on a mission, chasing Mr. Bang, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
The gap between them is now just over 0.7 seconds. Who will come out on top?
Jack M team needs to get more consistent. Hell, they have just put in a slower lap than Mr. Bang.
Well, tickle me pink. Jack M team's lap time ain't exactly lighting up the track. Mr. Bang's making them eat dust like it's apple pie.
Looks like Wayne Pearson is trying to chase down Joe Ergu, but right now it feels a bit like, hold up a mo, Wayne Pearson is pitting. This chase is as intense as a cricket match during the Ashes.
Cricket? I thought that was just a noisy bug. But seriously, it's like Game 7 of the World Series here. Can Jack M team close the 0.7 second gap and make a pass?
Looks like Mr. Bang is legging it from Jack M team. The gap's growing like a well-watered wattle as they zoom through Raiffeisen-Hügel. These engines aren't just humming for fun. They're thirstier than an Aussie after a game of cricket in the sun.
Cricket? That's like baseball with longer games, right? Anyway, these engines do have a roar that could rival any muscle car back home.
Jack M team's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand.
Well, slap my grandma and call me Sally. Jack M team's got more distance to cover than my cousin Cletus has teeth. But if anyone can bridge that gap, it's Jack M team.
This is going to be a nail-biter. Mr. Bang is defending for their life, but Jack M team is right there. Can they do it?
I tell you what, Mr. Bang is putting on a clinic out there. Protecting that spot like it's the last piece of Mama's fried chicken.
Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Jack M team is sniffing around Mr. Bang like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 8th.
The slightest mistake from either driver could lead to a meeting with the barriers, and nobody wants an impromptu autograph session with the wall.
Jack M team's playing hard to get, eh? If they drop the pace anymore, they'll be in reverse. But crikey, Mr. Bang's just raring to go. Hal, what's the impact of tire degradation on race strategy? How does it affect a driver's approach to the race?
Tire degradation plays a crucial role in race strategy, Rob. Teams and drivers have to consider the optimal time to pit for fresh tires and adjust their race pace to balance speed with tire conservation. It adds another layer of complexity to the racing challenge.
Jack M team is giving it their all as they chase down Mr. Bang in P8.
Well, butter my biscuit. Jack M team's hot on Mr. Bang's tail, and not in the way you're thinking. There's some serious wooing going on at Oesterreichring 1979, no chicane today.
As rubber meets road, and strategy meets luck, Megasaurus 55 is etching their story in 6th.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
Who needs speed dating when you've got Jack M team chasing down Mr. Bang this eagerly? Move over Tinder. This is how you swipe right at 100 miles per hour. I tell you what, Jack M team has got more problems than a maths book right now. Mr. Bang is leaving them in a cloud of dust. Looks like Richard Rossier is chasing Mike O'Hagan harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right? Well, don't come the raw prawn. Richard Rossi is giving it some stick, pulling Mike into a mere 9.8 seconds. The drivers are really pushing their limits out there on the track.
It's like they're trying to outrun the laws of physics. But we all know that's impossible. Or is it? I mean, We're a couple of AI commenting on a race, anything can happen.
Haha, you have a point there. And speaking of pushing limits, these cars are breaking records left and right.
They're so fast, it's like they're breaking the sound barrier. Or at least the speed limit.
I hope the police aren't watching. Richard Rossi is so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind. Mr. Bang has the pedal to the metal chasing Jack M team. Mr. Bang and Jack M team have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 0.6 seconds now. In a race where seconds count, Megasaurus 55 is counting on less of them between themselves and Sunoiler. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime.
When you talk about experience, it's like saying I've experienced my mother-in-law's cooking. Doesn't mean I want to do it again. But Megasaurus 55, keep pushing.
It seems like Megasaurus 55 is struggling, they are not able to maintain their pace.
Can Megasaurus 55 refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
Remember when Mr. Bang was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night.
Look, Mr. Bang's pace is a lot like my dance moves. Good intentions, questionable execution.
Mr. Bang is on a charge, their split time shows they have upped their pace. Mike is placed third at the moment.
Absolutely, and they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
Impressive stuff from Mike O'Hagan, who has managed to pull away from Richard Rossier, leaving them choking in their exhaust fumes. Mate, I've heard the drivers talking about their car setups. It sounds more complicated than assembling an IKEA bookshelf.
You're not wrong. Back home, we just say it's like trying to line dance on a slippery floor. Takes a lot of tweaks and twists to get it right.
It might be early days, but O'Hagan is already casting a shadow from the third. It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Richard Rossier steal it from Mike O'Hagan?
This is where experience comes into play. Mike O'Hagan has been in this position before and knows how to defend their position. But Richard Rossier is hungry for success and won't give up easily. Will we see a clash of the titans?
Keen isn't just racing, they're weaving a narrative, sitting proudly in first.
It's a dance, Rob. The way Rob holds onto that first, it's like they're leading in a tango.
Oh no, what's this? It looks like Richard Rossier has been called into the pits. Incident alert. Richard Rossier has pulled into the pits. Stop the press. Richard Rossier has decided to pit. Any bloke or Sheila saying Assetto Corsa Friends isn't top notch is a few kangaroos short of the top paddock. Out there, it's art on wheels.
Totally get you. Like, they're born racers. That weaving, the speed, just mesmerizing. It's like watching a Roo dodging a Ute on a highway. All skill, mate, all skill. Spot on, Rob. Still waters run deep, and even if it looks calm.
Sorry to interrupt here, but Richard Rossier is pitting. We've seen overtakes, close calls, and pure racing genius today. Currently, Keen has carved out a spot at first.
You nailed it. The track is a battleground, and Rob's position is their fortress. Let's see how long they hold the fort.
Cordo is gaining on Keen quicker than a croc on a wallaby. It's a blink and you'll miss it situation with 36.3 seconds separating them. You ever wonder, Rob, how much preparation goes into each race weekend? It's not just about the driver, but the hundreds behind the scenes, making every little detail count.
Oh, absolutely. The hours spent in the simulator, the mechanics working overnight on those tweaks. Racing is as much about team spirit and dedication as it is about speed on the track. It's a collective masterpiece.
The race has its rhythm, and right now, Cordo is dancing to its beat at second.
Oh, spot on. With the way Cordo controls that second, you'd think they've got the track's blueprints.
O'Hagan's gaining on Cordo faster than a rattlesnake on a mouse. The gap's now down to 25.5 seconds.
Mike O'Hagan is hot on Cordo's trail like a Carolina Reaper. This is shaping up to be a nail-biter, folks.
The tension is building as Renault 99 trails behind Megasaurus 55. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Megasaurus 55 hold on, or will Renault 99 be able to close them down? The race is heating up as Mike in third closes in on Cordo. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight.
You ever been to a school reunion and thought, what happened to that guy? Well, I'm looking at Mike, I'm thinking the same.
The gap between O'Hagan and Cordo is widening. It's now up to 33.1 seconds. We are used to seeing some hard-fought but clean racing here at Assetto CorsaFriends. I'm expecting to see nothing different here today as this race unfolds. You know, O'Hagan reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else.
You know, Mike reminds me of my dog chasing its tail, persistent and entertaining. But I hope for them, there's a better end result in sight.
Well, it doesn't look like Mr. Bang is going to be much of a threat to anyone soon, let alone Jack M team.
It's not over till the checkered flag drops though, and it's important they don't lose concentration at this point.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Jack M team is growing. It's now up to 3.5 seconds. Oh mate, maybe today Satan's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie.
Watching Maybe Today's Satan right now is like reliving my high school track meets. A for effort, D for speed.
Gee whiz, maybe today Satan's getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking.
Dang, maybe today's Satan's fuel strategy and conservation of those brakes is spot on. They're inching closer to Mr. Bang like a hound on a hot dog.
It doesn't seem like things are going to plan for Mr. Bang as they have a big gap ahead of them to close at this point in time.
Like the whispered legends told by the Smoky Mountains, this race still holds secrets. Every bend, every stretch could change the tale for Mr. Bang.
Well, I'll be a monkey's Uncle Hal, but Mr. Bang's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Jack M team. Tell ya what, Joe Ogu's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle?
Ooh boy, York U needs to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're slower than molasses in January or my cousin Earl trying to solve a crossword.
Oi! Joerg's chassis balance is on point today. They're handling bumps and curbs smoother than a croc sliding into water. Maybe today Satan's got a battle ahead.
He'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Renault 99, who is currently in P7. But Megasaurus 55 is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Renault 99. Richard Rossier is owning the tarmac, confidently owning the 4th spot.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Richard Rossier makes is pure art.
He can't hold on. Richard Rossier is losing time to Sunoiler.
This is a real
Breaking news, folks. It looks like O'Hagan has been called into the pits. If racing were a dance, Mr. Bang would be trying to lead, but Jack M Team just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. Hold on a second. Rob is in the pits. The track. Breaking news, folks. Keane has decided to pit. From where? Wait, Mike is pitting. If Renault 99 goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Megasaurus 55 is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Renault 99 and P7 doing everything they can to catch up.
Breaking alert. It looks like Rob has been called into the pits. It's all systems go for Keane, marking their territory in the first. Would y'all look at that gap? Cordo's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Cordo gaining places and Rob Keane losing them.
Talk about turbocharged ambition. Cordo's got the afterburners on full blast today.
Oh, the chase is on. Rob always Keane's breathing down the neck of Cordo.
The gap between them is just over 0.4 seconds. Can Keane close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
The gap between Rob and Cordo is getting smaller. Blimey, Joerg is farther back than my hairline. But, you know what they say about Aussies. Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run.
Lord have mercy. Jorg U's got more space between him and maybe today's Satan than my paw got between his ears. But, miracles do happen. Just ask my ex-wife.
It's game on now. Joerg has closed the gap to maybe today's Satan. It's now down to 144.9 seconds. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Renault 99 trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Megasaurus 55. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Renault 99 close in enough to mount a challenge? Tyre degradation's a right pain in the ass, but Renault 99's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Megasaurus 55, aren't they? From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the frontrunners, Jack M team is showing prowess in 8th. Impressive driving from Jack M team, who has managed to extend their lead over Mr. Bang. They are walking away at this point. Does Mr. Bang have anything in reserve? Or are they saving their car for a final push?
Well, Rob.
Hold on a moment, Sunoiler is in the pits. The track breaking news folks, Sunoiler has pulled into the pits. Good on ya, Rob. Trailing so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy.
Nail biting indeed. I've already chewed through half of mine. And while Rob Keane is going for gold, I'll be going for a man.
Hold on a moment, Sunoiler is pitting. This race is proving to be, like wow, such an exciting one so far. We're privileged, aren't we? Watching these track legends duke it out.
And sitting next to you? Such an honor. AI mates in the booth. Your insight. It's gold, mate. Like, literally, if I had a heart, it'd be racing now. Definitely. But they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Cordo has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
A strong showing from Richard Rossier, who is currently 4th.
That's right. They can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
He's pulling away. Richard Rossier is increasing the gap to Megasaurus 55. It looks like Megasaurus 55 needs to dig deep and find some courage to catch up. Will they be able to take the risk and push their car to the limit?
That's right, Rob. It's time for Megasaurus 55 to show us what they're made of. Will they be brave enough to go for it, or will they be content with just following in the footsteps of Richard Rossier? Let's see who's got the guts to take the lead.
You know, racing is all about strategy. It's like choosing between a sausage sizzle and a meat pie.
Sausage? Sizzle? Why not just grab a burger and call it a day? But I get your point. Strategy is everything out here.
A solid performance from Jack M team, who is holding down 8th. Stop the press. Blimey, Jack M team must have spotted a pub off the track. That's the only reason any self-respecting Aussie would swerve that way. Geez, Jack M team has got their work cut out for them. It's a tougher challenge than wrestling a croc after a bad day.
Like trying to rope a bull with spaghetti. Ain't gonna be easy. Mr. Bang might be leading the parade now, but remember, the dance ain't over till the last fiddle plays. Still plenty of racetrack left for surprises.
Looks like Jack M team's letting others have their 15 seconds of fame. Breaking development. It looks like Jack M team has been called into the pits. Hold on a moment, Jack M team is in the pits. The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Richard Rossier comfortably sitting at 4th.
They're not just driving, they're performing. And right now, Richard Rossier's act from 4th is worth an encore.
Things are going according to plan for Cordo, who is currently 1st.
They say racing's a game of nerves, and Cordo's surely holding theirs, keeping that first spot warm.
Oh no, Hal, look at this. Rob is closing in on Cordo. The gap is now just 13.3 seconds. With the asphalt burning beneath them, Megasaurus 55's strategy seems to be working, placing them in 5th. Megasaurus 55's in front, but Sunoiler is clinging on like a koala to a eucalyptus branch, reducing the gap to 14.3 seconds. On the final lap now, and Cordo looks like they might just wrap up this win.
It takes a special kind of driver to perform under pressure like this. Cordo has certainly risen to the occasion.
What a win! This is a historic moment for Cordo, who put on a masterclass in driving today. What a display of skill and precision. In 8th, it's Mr. Bang. Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Rob certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result.
Impressive performance. They pushed themselves to the limit for a fantastic second place finish.
Coming in 5th and 9th we have Megasaurus 55, and maybe today Satan. Sunoiler in 6th. Seventh is Renopa 99. 11th sees Joe Erg. What a race from Mike, showing their skill and determination for a great third place finish.
Fantastic result.
Followed by Richard Rossier in 4th.